Hey, besties. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Bestie, the podcast where we talk about faith, friendship, growth, and all the things in between. My name is Samario.
And I'm Wani, and our topic for today is why healing hurts before it helps. And this topic is something that I personally had to sit with because I feel like sometimes God allow us to go through these things in order for us to come on the other side. And why do I say that? So I feel like let's just say if you have been asking God for something and sometimes like you'll just get it, but and we kind of talked about this on our previous episode, but if it's something that you have to like work hard for, like blood, sweat, and tears for, I feel like you appreciate it a little bit more rather than if it's something like you that basically was just given to you easily.
Yeah.
Right? Because once you get it easily, like you don't really appreciate it. So I feel like God tend to allow us to go through some things, right? Not because he wants to punish us, but because our timing is not his timing, right? Like we don't work on God's time, right? He doesn't work on time. So like it can take years, right? We can keep asking and praying, but he will always do it at the right time. So we might feel like, God is punishing us, like we're going through all these trials and tribulations and whatnot. But at the end of the day, that breakthrough is closer than we actually realize.
Yeah.
So we have to go through all this. What? Triumph?
Trials.
No, what did I say?
Tribulations.
Yes, okay, but I wanted to say something to say so we can triumph over it.
Okay,
but thank you. We have to go through the trials and tribulations to be triumphant over our situation.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I think when I think about healing and the reasons for it being uncomfortable is because I feel like ultimately it's uncomfortable because we have to face the truth. And not everybody is ready and willing to face the truth.
Yeah.
But in order for you to move past that healing, that hurt, you're going to have to face it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot about it when it comes to grief. For me, as I've mentioned in last season, where I had lost a loved one, which was my father, back in 2021.
Yeah.
And that process was hard because in that moment you have a lot of thoughts going through your head, like what could I have done differently? Why God? Just a lot of thoughts go through your head. And so I don't know why for some of us in those moments we, instead of running to God, we run away from God.
Yeah.
And that was me, like, because I was like, why would God like allow this to happen?
Yeah.
And I just feel like that journey was necessary for me, because in it I was able to like find healing through it all. Like, and one thing I want folks to know that, like, and especially when it comes to grief and hurt, and healing, is that like you can't, when you're grieving, it's just not one. It's not one day when you're like, oh, okay, I'm fine and everything goes away. Like, healing is a continuous thing, and in a lot of different circumstances, healing is just a continuous journey. Like, you're going to have to continue to pray, and understand that, like, sometimes in those moments, you're being stretched. Your faith is being stretched.
Yep.
And like, you can't run away from God. Somehow, some way, you're gonna come back. In that moment, you might feel like, oh, why God? And it's okay to feel like that.
It's a question.
Yeah. But as long as you hold on to that faith, God is always going to show you the purpose for everything.
Yeah.
In it all. So yeah.
Yeah, and something you mentioned, well, two things you mentioned. The first one, people running away from God, and the second one asking, like, what could you have done differently? So let me just kind of touch on those 2 points. So you don't necessarily have to do anything, right? Like, because a lot of times things are out of our control.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes, unfortunately, that's just how things were meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like no matter what you think you could have done different, there was nothing you could have done differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that was, unfortunately, the appointed time that God had,
Mm-hmm.
um, it would have happened. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then the other thing is just what's the first one? I forgot.
I
You don't
forgot
know?
too.
Lord. Oh, jeez, I forgot. I literally just mentioned it. Oh, people running away from God.
Okay, yeah, you did say that.
No. Okay. Sometimes Oz is shaking his head like what? But
No,
sometimes,
we sorry y'all. Pause.
yeah, hold on.
We're forgetful. Like
Very
we'll be
much.
like sitting down talking to one another and literally will space out.
How
But
and be like, wait, what was I saying?
yeah.
But okay, and back. Okay. But no, like sometimes in life when things happen, depending on how critical it is,
Yeah.
people really would run away from
Mhm.
God instead of them allowing God to use them to bring him closer to him.
Mhm.
Right? And I'm so glad that you didn't allow that to kind of like pull you away from God, but instead,
Mhm.
brought you closer, because I feel like you have gotten closer to
Yeah,
God.
for
Like from
sure.
2 years ago, you've definitely gotten closer to God. And I just want to, tell you guys out there, like if you're going through something, instead of trying to pull away, because you never know, God might just be using that situation to bring you closer
And
to him.
that's what I was saying. Like
Yeah.
cause before my dad's passing, like I was brought up in the church.
Yeah.
Like no one can ever say my parents never put me in the church because
Right. You was
I was
there.
in the church, I was singing, I was dancing, I was
Dancing.
doing it
Mm-hmm.
all.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow along the way, I just kind of like, again, it was like a checkbox thing.
Yeah.
And I was doing it because
Yeah.
my parents
Yeah.
took me to church or whatever.
Yeah.
But and I feel like in a way my dad's passing brought me closer to God.
Mm-hmm.
Even though in the moment initially I was questioning it.
Yeah. Normal.
I feel like again, like there was purpose in the hurt.
Yeah.
And so that purpose was to draw me closer to God.
Mm-hmm.
And now I understand it, but back then I
You
was
didn't
just kind of
understand.
like,
Yeah.
I was like, dang, man.
Like why me?
Yeah,
I know.
like, but
Yeah.
it's like that's just the point of it all when it comes to your hurt. There's always some sort of reasoning for the things that God does in our life or whatever. We may not like it, it may not hurt, it may hurt,
Mm-hmm.
but there's always a purpose in it.
Yeah.
And we just gotta like, ask God what it is, sit with it, pray. We
Yeah.
say it all the time.
All the time.
Pray. Like that's how you're
'Cause it's so
gonna
true.
yeah. That's how else are you going to come out of those
Yeah.
situations? You have to pray and allow God's wisdom to kind of just show up in that space with
Yeah.
you. So I think that is just the most important thing to hold on to when you're
Yeah.
going through your hurt. Just also remember that yes, I'm hurting right now. This is
Mm-hmm.
a season that I'm going through these
Mm-hmm.
trials and tribulation, as Wani said.
Mm-hmm.
But figure out what that purpose is.
Yeah.
And so doing so.
Yeah. And just to piggyback off you,
Yeah.
yes, it's true. We always talk about praying because if you really think about it, that's the only thing we really have,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's the only thing we really can do, because sometimes when you go through things in life, these aren't battles that you can physically fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you cannot physically fight some of the things that we
Yep.
face. So the way to combat those things is through prayer.
Yeah.
Because God is the only one that can fight this battle for you. So yes, we talk about praying all the time. It may seem cliche, but it's the truth. Like
Yeah.
you literally have to pray. Pray and just give it to God. Right? No matter how hurt you are, no matter how down you are. Because I know sometimes like when I'm going through things, the devil will try to use that to like kind of make you weak or lazy to
Yeah.
not want to pray.
Yeah.
That's the most or the more time you need to be praying.
Yeah.
Right? Because he will try to use that weakness and be like, oh, just go to sleep. Like just
Yeah.
don't pray tonight. Go to sleep. God knows your heart. Yes, God knows your heart, but you also have to pray.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, pray when it's good. Pray when it's bad.
Yeah.
Just pray no matter what.
And and your hurt might not look like the next person hurt.
Mhm.
So, like, as you're going through your situations, yes, we're praying. Honestly speaking, I want people to know that, like, when it comes to the grief portion of it
Mhm.
all, like, that there is no expiration date for grief
No.
at all.
Mm-mm.
Like, there are some days where I'm waking up and I'm fine or whatever, and then Apple will do it to you all the time. Apple,
Remind
the
you.
memories. Just the other
Yes.
day, I had a memory pop up of my dad and my brother at his graduation, and my mom
Oh,
or whatever, and I was just sitting there like,
yikes.
or it'll pop up in moments where, like, I'm seeing my nephews and I'm looking at them like, dang, y'all look just like
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
so it's just in those different moments where, like it'll hit me. Yes, I'm okay for the most part, but then
Mhm.
there's moments, but I always lean onto my faith. I
Yeah.
always trust in God, in his
Mhm.
purpose, in everything that he does in my life.
Mhm.
In that particular moment, yeah, it hurt, losing a loved one, but
Yeah.
just, finding the purpose, like, and being able to recognize that
Yeah.
there was a purpose in it all was the most important thing for me, and it
Yeah.
all. So
And I know it's hard because not only are you losing just a loved one, but a
yeah, parent,
parent.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I know I told you this before, but like, y'all, my bestie is so strong because she's the
Aw.
oldest. Don't cry, friend.
I'm trying not
She
to.
she's the oldest out of her siblings. So like you really during that time, like you really had to be strong. Not oh, I don't wanna
I know,
No.
it's okay,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh man. But I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I shouldn't have.
No, go
Okay, because
ahead.
now you were gonna make me want to get teary eyed.
No.
But no, like she, not only did she have to be strong for herself, but she
Yeah,
also had to be strong for her siblings because she's the oldest.
yeah,
So you're strong, and I'm so proud of you. You're such a great big sister. And I know you've been through a lot, but I'm so glad that didn't take you away from God, but instead it
hmm
brought you closer to God. So
hmm
I love you, friend.
I love you too,
Oh, that was so
girl.
y'all. We was not. We didn't want to go there, but
Yeah, it's an emotional. Like I said, it's not a everyday.
Yeah,
Like, it's not an expiration for grief. Like
yeah,
like in moments like this, when
yeah,
you're, even when I'm talking about it, like,
yeah,
sometimes it shows up again. It's been how many years? It's
yeah,
not that long ago,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
like
But still,
2021. Yeah, that
yeah,
was just like yesterday to me.
yeah,
So, but I just want everyone who is watching to
yeah.
hold on to the positive, whether
Mhm.
it's grief, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a loss of a loved one, a child,
Yeah,
whatever it is that you are going through in life.
yeah.
Just, hold on to the positives, and figure out, like, or just pray to God,
Mhm.
ask God to show up in those moments for you,
Yeah.
and sometimes even just sitting in the
Mhm.
grief.
Yeah.
Sometimes people want to rush that process
Yeah.
so
You
fast. You
can't.
cannot do it. You
Mm-mm.
cannot. You Sometimes you just need to sit in it, go
Mhm.
through the emotions,
Yeah.
and just allow it to go through you, and
Yeah.
you know
It's
so yeah.
true. And like she said earlier, everybody go through this journey differently. And I feel like this is something not only with grief, but just life in general, right? Like just because somebody went through something and if it's your turn to go through it, no matter what they said or they try to tell you, it's just something you have to go through for yourself. Even just to kind of like
Mm.
change the
Yeah.
subject, but like
Yeah.
I don't want you to get
Yeah, no, you're
super
good.
emotional, but like even like childbearing, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like people can say they can tell you their experience all they want. Like they can be like, "Oh my god, that pain!"
Mhm.
Like that's something I've never experienced before. You might be like, okay, you might think you have an idea, right? But until you go through it,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, yikes.
And
So,
that's another thing. Like,
yeah.
there's so many people going through their whole healing process,
Yes.
going through things in life.
Yes.
Even in the Bible, there are
Mhm.
so many different stories
Yes.
of people who have gone through their own little trials
Mhm.
and tribulations. That's why we stress so much
Yep.
to read the Bible for yourself,
Yeah.
because whatever circumstances that you're going through
Mhm.
and you might not have the answer to,
Mhm.
you can literally find it in the
Yep.
Bible, literally.
Absolutely.
So just hold on to it, hold on to the word,
Mhm.
pray,
Mhm.
your family support,
Yeah.
and know that you're not the only one going through what it is that you're going through.
Yeah.
And the healing journey is yes, it's rocky,
Mhm.
but it will
Very.
get better. There will be light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
So
And another thing too is, I think I mentioned this earlier about the time, right?
Mhm.
Like, you may be sitting and thinking like, okay, God, when is it going to be my turn?
yeah.
You know what I mean? And just remember, like, he may not come when you want him, but he's always on time. You know what I mean?
Always.
Like, he always shows up when he needs to be there. Like, we as human, we're so impatient. Like, we want blessings and we want it now. You know what I mean? That's me. Like, I want my blessing now. But, just because I want it now, that doesn't mean that's the time God has
Yeah.
for me to receive it. So you just have to be patient, hold on to your faith, stay in your word, pray, and fast. Do all the things that you feel like you need to do while you're waiting for God to answer those prayers. So just remember, he's not on your time, but he's always on time.
Yep.
So
All right.
yeah.
But that's the word for today, y'all.
Yes, y'all. A word.
So once again, we want to invite you to follow us on our social media on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe our videos.
Yes.
And until next time, besties.
Bye.
Bye.